Record.
All right. So this is Internet Trolls in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, y'all? This is Abakah.
And I'm Ayana.
And you're now tuned into
Parents Night Out. Hey, Vu.
Hey, what's happening, baby?
How are you?
I'm doing splendid. How about yourself?
I'm
you look
good.
lovely, by the way.
Thank you.
You like glowing? You had rest today?
I did. It was a very restful day. Currently, as we are recording this podcast, Haven is at home. Not at home. Well, that's her second home.
Haven's at her second home with her second.
She's at her second home. She has two homes. She has two houses. She has a house in the semi-city, and then she has a house in the country. So she is in the country. No, she has three houses actually. She has a house
She
in
got 4 houses.
a semi-city. Who's the fourth?
Her godparents.
Oh yeah. Semi-city. That's where we live. Then in the country. The country where my parents live, and then on the south side where her grandmother lives.
South side of Venice, dying.
So we definitely wanted to take advantage of the time that we had to knock out some episodes of Parents Night Out.
Definitely, because it's necessary.
Yeah, because we got some stuff to talk about.
We got a whole heap to talk about.
Yeah, so today's episode is pretty interesting. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. So we're just going to get straight into it. This was an eventful week. It was a great week, but it was also an eventful week. We witnessed 2 of our friends getting married. Marriage is always a beautiful thing.
It's crazy. And didn't we announce that we're having a girl?
Yes. Well, yeah. Earlier this week.
Yeah.
Earlier this week, we announced that we're having a girl. It was earlier this week? Oh, no, it was last week. It was last week. But still, yeah. So the past 2 weeks. So we announced we're having a girl. We'll get into that more later. Then we witnessed 2 of our friends getting married, which was beautiful, COVID-friendly wedding, very small, intimate. But it was really nice. It was really nice to, kind of get out of how 2020 has been and
be a little semi-normal.
Yeah, semi-normal, being around people and whatnot. So, but like I said, we were safe, so we're good. And then there were some interesting distractions. And I say interesting distractions, not just for me, but even people around me. I was talking to 2 of our friends yesterday, Lauren and Denisa, and I was telling them, it's crazy because our circle, you kind of, it's like you notice certain things this week happened. And it's like, okay, I feel like this is a setup of, it's certain distractions that we can't allow to come in to stop us from what God is telling us to do.
Yeah.
So our attempt of a distraction this week was I woke up on Tuesday, and I'm going to my phone because I have it screenshot. I woke up on Tuesday to an interesting message. Now this is also a lesson that when you wake up, don't go straight to Instagram. Yeah. Don't go.
Don't let Instagram start your day.
Don't let Instagram start your day. And it wasn't intentional. Because my sleep schedule has been really off. So I would wake up let's say maybe 5, 4 o'clock, and then I would go back to sleep and probably wake up. This time I woke up around 7. Usually it's later, but this time I woke up around 7. So that means that night I probably woke up earlier. But anyway. So I woke up at 7, and I think my phone was already on Instagram, and I saw that I had a new message. And I was like, oh, okay, people message me overnight just out of curiosity. Your brain automatically what's that? Listen, it was a troll. It was an internet troll that decided It was a Shrek. It was a troll that decided, I guess, between the hours of 1 and 4.
Yep, because depending on if you're on the West Coast
Yeah.
or the East Coast. But
Yeah.
our time is at 4:37.
Yeah. That decided that they wanted to send the nastiest message to me out of nowhere. So quick backstory when it comes to internet trolls. I've had not my fair share, because I don't know, it's like, it's nothing fair about it. Like, you don't deserve that. But I've had trolls before. As you guys know, if you're just listening or watching on our Patreon, I am in the internet world, Ayana the Hair Raiser. So I have a YouTube channel called the Hair Raiser TV. I have been blogging and whatnot for the past 10 years under the nickname The Hair Raiser, which is a beauty and lifestyle blog specifically focusing on short hair. And I started it just to help expand my business. I am a hairstylist by trade, retired currently. And so I started it just to expand my business and try to get the word out there more. And then also my love of helping women. And at the time when I started it, there wasn't a lot of people talking about short hair on the internet, how to maintain it when they got home and whatnot. So that's how I started the blog and the YouTube channel.
That was also when blogs were just really starting to pick up.
Yeah. So I guess you could say I'm an OG blogger in a way.
OG cut. OG.
So I, over the years, I've gotten comments of, "Oh, your voice is annoying." I've gotten comments of, you
get to the point.
You talk too much. Because on my videos, I talk to people like, that's my homegirl. Like, y'all my family. And I like to talk, so why not? But so I've gotten those comments, and if you do this, your channel would be more successful, and blah blah. Like, it's just a whole bunch of stuff that people would say, and but I never got anything like really really nasty until about 2 years ago. So I had just had Haven. It was Mother's Day. My first Mother's Day. I'm so excited. Me and my mom, we were going to an event at our church. We got dressed up. I was excited to, bring my baby, people see her, because I don't think a lot of people had seen her then.
Nah.
And, so Sylvester took some pictures of us and we posted it on my social media page, which at the time I was posting everything on my Hair Raiser page. I didn't separate my brand, because now I have like a personal page where, kind of separating my brand a bit, because I'm doing more expansion with the Hair Raiser that I feel like I needed to separate the pages. So about a couple of hours into the post being on the page, somebody on a fake account, of course, because nobody ever puts it on their real account.
No.
Nobody ever puts it on their real account.
They sure don't.
They decided to call me, my mom, names like gorilla, ape, ugly. Y'all look like such and such. Oh, y'all look, and this part is very key. Y'all look like something Planet of the Apes, blah, 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 all that type of stuff. And then I think they pulled Sylvester in it. They said that my child was ugly and looked like a baby squirrel, all that type of stuff.
Now, I never heard anybody say anything, first off, like that, especially towards you.
Yeah.
But the baby squirrel part, we looked it up. It was like a baby squirrel.
Okay, so one thing about me and Sylvester, we are jokesters and we can be really dumb. So we looked at what a baby squirrel looked like, and we was like, a baby squirrel is actually cute.
That's a good thing.
So
like you said, a possum. Okay.
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, but I was like, a baby squirrel is cute. So how you gonna call my baby a baby squirrel? But
Not faced.
So all I did was I deleted the comments. I blocked the person. Never heard anything else of it. I was like, whatever, because it didn't bother me. Mm-hmm. Now, 2 years later, 2 years later or so, I wake up and I get this message. And it was certain words in the message that made me kind of think that it may have been the same person from 2 years ago. And I'm going to read it. And of course, I'm going to edit it.
You want me to read it?
If you want to.
I can read it.
Okay.
I'll read it for you.
So Sylvester's going to read it. Of course, we're going to edit it. It's very explicit. They held nothing back.
Yeah, and I'm going to read it in the voice that I heard them use it in.
Oh,
now,
look, that's why he want to read it.
Now, I'm going to give you all a disclaimer. I'm stupid. First off,
and this is where this is the thing about us. Like in the beginning, it hurt, but days later, we some fools. We gonna make fun of this.
Now, and for me, you can see I'm dark skinned. I have beautiful brown skin. It is what it is.
We done heard everything under the sun.
I've been used to the skin for 36 years. And all my life, there's nothing that anybody can say. They couldn't say my teeth were crooked. I ain't never had braces. They couldn't say my hair was nappy at the time I had waves. All of that. And I ain't have bad skin. So everybody always said you black. And I was like, well, that's all you got.
That's all you got.
I can't change it.
And it's the same with me. Like I'm not as dark as Sylvester, but people have tried to, talk about. Yeah, I'm still chocolate and I love it. But people have tried to make fun of my skin complexion. They might make fun of my teeth because I do have an overbite. But I embrace and love my overbite.
Do it again.
I told y'all, that's how you take the power away from people.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what you gonna say about me?
You can't say nothing.
Yeah.
All right, so this is what the person said, and their name was Big Caesar. So
Big Caesar.
I gotta use Big Caesar's voice.
Hey, Big Caesar.
Hey, Big Caesar. All right, so here we go, and I am gonna bleep out. Or I'm going to mute myself to not say some of the words. You are so big, black, and
you
ugly.
can say the first letter so people could know what it was.
I was going to just say it. I'll say the first word.
Yeah, say the first letter, yeah.
The word?
No,
okay.
Just say the first letter.
You are so
You have to say the letter because everybody's not watching, they're listening.
All right. You are so darn big, black, and ugly.
You could have just said the letter. People know what D is.
You are so big, black, and ugly. You and your dusty black husband look like some off of Planet of the Apes. B, you are shaped like a D Easter egg, and your daughter looks like a baby monkey. Her hair is so D nappy and face so D ugly. Yo bald-headed ASS wear that simple ASS short hair cut in color, blue looking like a colorful bulldog. A bulldog. You need to lose some, and they said loose, like loose. You need to loose, like LOOSE, not LOSE. You need to lose some weight. I don't know how you lose some weight. Hey, lose some.
Lose some weight.
Lose some weight. You need to lose some weight even after this other ugly A baby you finna have. You are a hot A effing mess, and all you do is make bullshit YouTube videos and sell garbage A t-shirts. You are pathetic. You are pathetic and pitiful AF word. Dirtbag A ho. I'm talking about a fat, nasty AB who got the nerve to think she fine. LOL. Ha ha ha. Ho, get some skin lightener and lighten up that ugly, black, broke out, bad A skin you got too. So Big Caesar's a female because men don't talk about girls like that.
No.
So Big Caesarette. There you go.
So, yeah. So that was the message that I got at like 7 o'clock in the morning.
Well, you read it at 7.
Yeah, I read it at 7 in the morning. When I first read it, it stung, of course. Because I was like, where did this come from? You know?
I believe because it caught you off guard because you just woke up.
Yeah, I just woke up and it caught me off guard. So it stung. And then Sylvester woke up and I was like, I think you woke up and you was about to like get into a conversation, and I was like, can I show you something or something? I was
I woke up and I turned and I looked at you and you were sitting up.
Yeah.
And you was like, here, read this. And I looked at your face before I read it and I was like,
you okay?
What the freak happened?
And you was like, you okay? And I said, mm-mm.
Yeah, so then I read it.
So he read it, and I'll admit I cried. It is what it is, because I'm like, first of all, I'm pregnant, y'all. I am 5 months going on 6 months pregnant.
And be crying thinking about how much you love me. Like she's in a
so
space.
I feel like I'm of course a little more emotional now being pregnant. I feel like if I wasn't pregnant, I probably wouldn't have cried, because I just be like, I laugh at stuff like that. So I did cry, and I think I especially cried because you talked about my children.
Yep. You don't talk about no kids.
Yeah, you don't talk about no kids, because I'm like, I don't talk about no kids.
Not at all.
Like, I don't talk about nobody's children. If mentally you think somebody's child not cute, just don't say nothing.
Just don't say nothing.
I just be like, oh, and that's it. That's it. You know, we all have our opinions and whatnot about the way people look, but I'm like, ain't none of my business.
Yep. Plus baby's turn, first off.
Yeah, baby's turn.
So you ugly.
So it did bother me at first, and it especially bothered me because, one, they talked about my child, my unborn child, and then it hit me that it was personal, and I may know the person. Even if I don't know them currently, like speaking to them or seeing them on a daily or whatever, I know the person, or they know me from the past.
Yeah.
So like, I just don't feel like it's a random person on the internet, because it was very detailed, and they used some of the same words or wording from 2 years ago. So I was like, okay, somebody mad for what reason, I don't know. Because I ended up, I wasn't going to post it. I thought about posting it, and then I was like, nah, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna delete it, whatever. So I did delete it. I blocked the person, but I screenshot it, of course, before, and I'm glad I did. So I think it was like 2 days later, I told my mom, and she was like, what? You know, and you know, she didn't like it or whatever. And then we were talking about how as an influencer, because she loves watching like other Black families on YouTube and whatnot, and she's always very supportive of us, like everything that we do. She listens to our podcast, she watch our videos, all of that. And then she said that she was just telling me like it reminded her of some other YouTube couples that she's watched, and how the messages that they have gotten, you know, similar messages, you know, where people were attacking their children and whatnot. So it's not like it's not normal, which is sad, because, you know, it's the internet. But so then my mom told my dad, and we went to my parents' house to drop Haven off, because like we said, we had a wedding this weekend and whatnot. So we needed them to, you know, watch Haven for us. And my dad was like, I heard about the message. And he was saying that I should post it. And I was like, I should post it? He was like, yeah, if I was you, I'd post it. And now my dad, that's like the last person I would have thought to say to post the message.
Especially because I would have said to post it before him.
Yeah.
I definitely would have. But
yeah.
I was like, don't give that person that energy. That's what I was on.
Yeah.
And when he said it, I was like, okay.
But I understood where he was coming from. Like I left, and I was just thinking about it for like a few hours, and I understood where he was coming from. And that's why I wanted to talk about it on this podcast. And then, because I know some people probably questioning why I posted it, you know, and, you know, just wondering like, how come, you know, what made you do that? And one, the wisdom of my father. And then two, I understood where God was talking to me about it, because, excuse me, by me posting it, it took the power away from the person, and it took the power away from me thinking about it mentally. So like, I remember reading it a couple of times after the day that I initially got it. And I was thinking about it, you know, I was thinking about it, you know, me and Sylvester had talked about it, but I didn't talk to anybody else about it. Just like before I even talked to my mom. And it's like I sort of got over it, but I was still thinking about it because I am a very analytical person. So like when I see things or things are said to me or whatnot, I literally, my mind is like literally shifting and sifting through things and looking at different things, and it's making me think. And like immediately when I got the message at first, I was like, okay, did I say something wrong to somebody? What did I, like you think about yourself, like what did you do to make somebody lash out like that in anger? I know I ain't do nothing. I sell products online. Everybody got their products. It's in the mail. I have never been rude to anybody customer service wise. I always put my best customer service typing on, in the messages and whatnot. Even when I'm on social media and my stories or whatever, I try to, respond to everybody that I can. I'm very, I'm me. Like I'm me. I'm just not that type of negative person. I don't talk about people. I just don't, I don't know. I'm not that, I'm just not that person.
You're not a D.
Yeah. So immediately I did think about, okay, what did I do? And then of course God had to tell me, it's like, you didn't do nothing. You didn't do nothing. That's a distraction. And so by me placing it online and sharing the reality of social media, I felt like I took the power away from the person. And then also it allowed people to minister to me. This life can be very, in a way, lonely. Sylvester and I are leaders at our church. We are the young adult pastors for the young adult ministry at our church.
World Changers Church International. Shift College.
The young adult ministry. We also, you guys know that we have our YouTube channel, the Abakahs. We have our businesses and whatnot. And it can be lonely. It can be lonely. Really, it can be very quiet, especially when people are always looking to you to have the solution, to have the answer, to be the example and whatnot. And sometimes you need pouring back into. And I was having one of those weeks, that I needed to be poured back into. And then that message did not help.
You know what's crazy? When you said that, I really remembered that, speaking of pouring into, I had a moment, you were pouring into me. The next day, it's like you were having a moment, I was pouring into you. And then the next morning is when you got the message.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, me posting it and then getting the messages and responses from people, I know that we got people in our corner. I know for a fact that we got a lot of people in our corner, but to see the response, it just really, it encouraged me.
Yeah.
And it especially encouraged me to keep going no matter what. Because something that I said in the comments in response to everybody, thanking everybody, I was like, this is just a distraction. And I didn't post this for sympathy. I posted it to just show people that it don't matter how dope you think somebody is or how dope you think an idea is, blah, 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 whatever. Plug at dope. Wingsout.co. Wings out. Go to wingsout.co right now. But it don't matter how dope you are or how dope you think somebody is or how dope something is happening and blah, 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 and how much of an example you are. There is always going to be some type of opposition. Always. There's always going to be a hater or whatever you want to call it. Yep. And, we like to, when people be like, I got haters, we like to minimize sometimes. You ain't got no haters. You such and such. You such and such.
Do.
You ain't got no haters.
Nobody ain't know you.
Sometimes you do. Now, the people that constantly,
if you're looking for haters,
there's a difference. But we know that everybody don't view us favorable in their eyes. And I'm okay with that. Whatever, I just know that I'm a different type of person. if you are doing something that you believe God told you to do, you got a dream, you got a goal, you got an idea, I'm rooting for everybody.
Yep.
I want to see everybody win,
Everybody.
even if you are not my cup of tea.
Yep.
Because there are a couple of people that's not my cup of tea. They may have did me wrong. They may have such and such, blah, blah, blah. But I wish them well regardless.
And genuinely
Yeah.
wish them well. Not no, I wish them well. Like
No, I
nothing's
genuinely wish them well because I do believe that people can change. You and it ain't no, oh, you can change and come back in my face. It's just you can change and I wave from a distance. Yeah. Like I said, I posted it to show that no matter what, you're gonna have some type of opposition, and it's okay. You just gotta ignore it. Like it doesn't matter. Like those people don't matter. Their thoughts, their energy, whatever doesn't matter because it's not about you. It's about them and the fact that they have certain things that are going on with them on the inside.
Yep.
They are not happy. They are not happy with themselves. So even reading that message, I was like, this person is unhappy with how they look, how they feel, how their life is moving right now.
Yep.
They may or may not be married. They may be feeling some type of way because they see the union between the both of us. They see that, God's answered prayer working in our lives, because I'm like, don't insult my family, especially if you know my story. Like most people know that for years, because we've shared it online, for years we were believing God for a child. For years, we were doing what we needed to do and was not getting pregnant, and almost gave up.
Yep.
It was a lot of tears. It was a lot of, and it was no explanation. Like our doctors were like, y'all healthy, y'all young. We just don't know.
Yeah.
And we literally had to trust God in this situation. So for me to get pregnant, have my baby, and then the fact that we're even pregnant again right now, that is a miracle from God. So especially like, if you know my story and you wishing whatever on my children and you talking about them, I'm like, dang, you are really unhappy.
Yeah.
And I pray for your soul.
Yeah.
I pray for your soul. Like literally, like, and I know some people probably listening and watching like, girl, you better than me. I'm not saying I'm better than anybody. I had a conversation with God yesterday, and he was like, because I feel like I'm going to find out who it is. I don't know. I feel like I already know who it is. And he said, okay, so when you find out, what you going to do? Because my first thought is to blast them and to, show people they're evil. But God was like, but what is that going to do? And I was like, it's going to show people that they evil. And he was like, but what is that going to do? And then what? And it really made me think. And I was like, you know what? You're right. It's not going to do nothing. It's not going to make me feel no better.
Yeah. And
it's not going to make them feel no better. Because then they just going to get a lot of the Abakah, the squad.
Yep.
The THR squad, the Wings Out squad, the Abakah squad,
the family,
the parents' night out. Like it's just gonna get people, because everybody ain't like me,
we got some phone calls. Some folks like, hey,
yeah,
what's up?
Yeah, we got some phone calls, some text messages. Like if I ever find out, and I'm like, see, I don't want that to happen to that person. Yeah, I don't want that to happen to that person, because everybody ain't saved like how I'm saved.
Jesus, not me.
And then I also think about my husband. My husband is saved. He is a good Christian man. He's a pastor.
What? She said my husband is saved.
He's a good Christian man. He's a pastor, but he don't play when it comes to Ayana and Haven and baby A2. I'm not gonna say the name.
Nope. It would have been bleeped out.
Like he don't play when it comes to us. And we were talking about this the other day, and I was like, I just would not want to see you at your maddest. Like you're angry, excuse me. Like I would not. And so it's like, what are you gonna do if you find out who it is? I'm gonna let God deal with them. That's my answer right now.
Honestly, God is already dealing with them. That's just what I know. I know that also the persons, the whatever they are, also know, and I said this to Ayana, I actually feel the day, to be honest, that they're going to reach out and that they're going to apologize and they're going to say, hey, I'm actually in a certain kind of place, and seeing y'all gives me a taste in my mouth that I'm like, I was like hating y'all, but it was eating me alive. And when that day happens, hey, we'll talk. Like, but that's just not how, like, that's not how you handle things. It's funny because I was listening to Toby, my Nigerian brother, Toby Nwigwe. I pray I said it right. But Toby, he's like actually one of my favorite rappers. We're like literally cut from the same cloth. We both have 2 daughters. We both African. He's Nigerian from the other place that they're not better than Ghana. And we like, it's just so many things that's like similar, right? But when I was listening to the CD, there was like I don't want to say a skit, but there was like an outro, and I actually want you to listen to it too. But on the outro, it was there was a conversation, and it was playing, and then I caught it. So I was like, hold on, what's going on? But it was a conversation that was happening, and something that was said. The lady that was speaking gave like the analogy of pretty much unforgiveness, and how she said, like, imagine you walking down the street with all of your clothes on, and literally everywhere you turn, there's going to be distractions. There's going to be things that try to offend you. There's going to be things that's going to pop up. And the moment as you're walking down the street, like on the sidewalk, somebody says something that catches you, like, you all stupid, such and such, what? And now you're giving them power. But what she said was, it's like you took your shirt off and you gave it to them. So now you're walking down the street with no shirt, but you have like your bra, your pants and everything else, shoes and all that. And as you're walking, other things are happening. People are saying things, comments are being made, family is whatever. And it's like when somebody does something and you allow that to affect you, you're giving them pieces like of your clothing. So she went through, and pretty much by the end, she was like, and this person, they didn't come to the hospital when you were in there, so now you gave them your pants. This person such and such, now you walk around and you just got your bra and your panties on because you gave your shoes away too. So now you just walk around the street with your bra and panties, and then somebody else pop up and they do something. And now you walk around and be like, all right, here's my bra. So now you just got your panties on. And you walk around just about to be butt naked because you're being offended and literally being taken. You're giving away parts of you all throughout the day. And eventually you're booty butt naked walking down the street. And really what that was, when I heard it, I was like, you're really just vulnerable because you're hurt and you're like fully exposed because of that hurt. But instead, you can actually hold on to your power or hold on to your clothes. And instead of giving it away, you can continue walking the way you're supposed to walk. And I just thought it was really good. And yeah, so this, like, it's so weird, to be honest, with everything. Like, as far as, even when I read it again, like, to be honest, when I read it again, I was like, that was like, especially to say LOL. When you type LOL after being like mean, that's different. That's, you know what I mean? That's like some, I'm gonna push you down the stairs and smile while you break your bones. And that's actually evil. Like, there's some extra stuff in there. So when I'm sitting there reading it, I was like, I know I was saying it to you guys, you know, kind of jokingly or whatever, but actually when I was reading it, I was actually hearing the intensity. And for this to be early in the morning, between the hours of 1 and 4, you hurt.
You real hurt.
You hurt.
Because it was in response to, I had did like some stories. And first of all, it was my business page. It was, I did some stories. And I was asking hair questions. It was like a hair poll. And it was in response to, they responded to a story because I saw the story at the top. So they didn't even like send a message like just, click on the message button on the page. It was, they were like going through my stories. And so I was like, it was weird because I don't post anything personal. I don't post anything personal on the hair raiser. I just posted that, because, I'm still personal in a way to my people on the hair raiser, so they know I'm pregnant. I did the pregnancy announcement, and then I was advertising one of my sweatshirts, and it was, I held my stomach. So, so my followers know that I'm pregnant, but it's not like everything on there, So I was like, either they saw those posts or they kind of went through my personal page too, because it's open. So I don't know. But what were you gonna say? Because I'm like, wait, what?
Nah, I'll say it to you offline.
Okay.
Yeah, it had me thinking about something with the hair razor, and I'll take it.
Okay. So yeah, but I don't really have anything else.
What? No, I do.
Oh no! I mean, I'm saying any other thoughts. I wasn't gonna close it, but I don't have any other like. I wanted to do this podcast because I wanted to. Excuse me, y'all. I wanted to respond, to me posting it and sharing my heart about it. And then also thanking everyone for the love.
Yeah.
I know that y'all love me. I know that y'all love my family. And I know that because I got people that's been rocking with me since my first video on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And when I tell you I appreciate it so much, I definitely don't take it lightly. I got people that's been rocking with me since I was 11 years old when I first stepped foot on the church campus of the church that we go to. That's how long I've been at World Changers. People have seen me grow up. People saw us get together, get married, have our child, and now be pregnant again. And just even our businesses and different things that God has just flourished in this time,
and they're supporting it
and supporting.
Like it's
like the support is real. So to every comment, every love, every prayer, thank you.
Yes,
thank you so much. Because I needed to lean on my community. It is what it is. A lot of times as influencers, we go through a lot, we're putting our lives out there publicly, because God told us when we got married that our marriage is ministry.
Yep.
Our marriage and our family is ministry. And for us to show people successful marriages, to share our lives, share our testimony, share who we are as people, and just getting the feedback and the responses of, keep shining. You guys showed me that I can have a successful marriage, especially Black families, and we're going to continue to do that. That was just a distraction, but that's not going to stop me. That actually fueled me. I was like, because I was like, one thing with me that you cannot do is you cannot tell me I can't do something. You cannot tell me I can't do something. You cannot talk about me. You cannot ridicule me. none of that, because it's something about this makeup of a person and what God put in me. It's like, oh, you think that? Bet, girl, bet you gonna keep seeing this blue hair. You gonna keep seeing Pixie Queen, short, relaxed, and happy, the hair razor all over the place. Bet. So, like, for real, like, those are the thoughts that I have in my head. Like, I know I come off real polished a lot of times on social media and whatnot, but I've been in Atlanta for over 20 years.
Gobby Road.
And when I first moved to Atlanta, I lived on Gobby Road. College Park will forever have my heart
College Park all day.
because that's where I grew up.
Same here.
Like,
cuz.
I grew up Gobby Road, Old National, Ronald McNair Middle School. College Park, Atlanta has my heart. I'm originally from Trinidad. But this Atlanta, this is me. So
Old Atlanta.
Yeah, old Atlanta.
Real Atlanta.
So I'll say this. Don't let the great customer service, Ayana, welcome to the hair raiser. Hey guys, fool you. Like it listen, we got other sides. So yeah. So like I said, I can't say that I have forgiven the person yet. I think that's a walk and a process. But I will say, if I find out who it is or whatever, which I feel like I said, I feel like I will already know. Do you, boo? Just don't talk to me. That's it. Amen. Like, a lot of times as Christians, we are expected to forgive, forget, embrace, hug, and move on. And then that person can be in our face and we love on them and whatnot. Yeah, I think that is such a warped sense of forgiveness. I feel like forgiveness a lot of times is a process. And you can forgive and love that person from a distance.
To add to that, forgiveness is not a uniform, it's not one directional. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times people think that because forgiveness looks like this to that person, that it's supposed to look like that to another person. Mm-hmm. And it really doesn't. For some people, like we heard stories, testimonies where, I'm not going to say it, but as far as the details, but a story of a guy that some young guy killed his son, and the dude ended up adopting him as his son. The dude that murdered his son. That's him. More power to you. That ain't me. And I'm not criticizing his level of forgiveness. I'm just like, man, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. But that's not me at all. And even with, like, to be honest, as far as the person that sent the message for me personally, for Sylvester and Ayana Abakah, I haven't even forgave them because the person doesn't even exist to forgive. So I don't even know what that, like, that was a robot. So technically it never happened.
It was Big Caesar.
It was Big Caesar. So that person has no face. Mm-mm. That person has no energy. That person has no presence. So because of that, they actually, that's why for me, it actually rolled completely off. I was like, I went to the page, I was like, oh, it's nobody. That means nobody said anything. So you're not even talking
You
to me.
are nobody.
You are nobody. So I actually didn't hear it. It was when I saw how it affected Ayana. Because I immediately after, I was like, are you good? Mm-hmm. And when I saw her, I was like, no, she's not good. I was like, okay. So for her, this was a real person. For me, it's not, but I'm not going to project this lack of a person onto her. Mm-hmm. So again, as far as the forgiveness part, when it becomes a person, if it ever becomes a person, then I can say, oh, so why'd you say that? You really feel like that? No, I don't. I'm just stupid. Oh, okay. Hey, man, I forgive you, but, bye. Yeah. In this, because I don't give my energy away. And people don't take up, rental space in my mind. So it is what it is. More power to you, Big Caesar. Keep doing your thing. I pray blessings on you and that you become a real person one day to actually do whatever it is you need to do in your life.
And I'll say this, when it comes to internet trolls, if you're that person, it takes a lot of energy to create an email.
Yeah.
Create an email, then create a fake page on Instagram. I'm like, hey, if you listening to this and you do stuff like that, you need to find the peace within you.
Because you catfishing.
You need to go to God and figure out what's going on with your life and why you're doing things like that. And then to my people that may be on the receiving end or whatever, just keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. Keep it moving. Ignore the haters, ignore the trolls. Keep doing you. I pray that this podcast and the different things that we said ministered to y'all, because it ministered to me even talking about it and releasing it even more. Because those words, the person or people or whatever have no power over me, no power over my family. I know I'm beautiful. Like,
girl, you fine.
Exactly. And you fine too.
You better preach.
I know I have beautiful children. And everybody love this blue pixie, honey.
Yeah.
And people love my sweatshirts, my t-shirts, my hair product. Plug.
People love you.
Yes, people love me. TheHairRaiser.com. Plug.
They love to be friends with you.
Exactly.
They love to join your community.
Exactly.
They love to connect with you.
Exactly.
They love to interact and engage with you.
Yes.
They love you.
They love me.
Hey,
you know, and they love you too.
They do.
Yes.
And I love them too. Let me say something to this was on my heart to say to y'all. Ayana said thank you already. As far as for all of the comments, the text, the messages, everything. But also I want to verbally say thank you as well. Not just for what you said, but the fact that you said it.
Yeah.
The reason why I say that is because not everybody gets roses. And to be honest, as Ayana said, like it really is, like just being honest, it really is like a lonely walk. And that's really in anything. Like whatever it is that you're doing, eventually when you do something that you kind of be in the public or present yourself in a way for people to see you, you now have entered into the fishbowl. And in the fishbowl, it's technically lonely because all you have are the little whatever pieces are in your bowl with you. And you have the water and you have the sand, you have the rocks. But all you really know is that there's people watching you. And you don't always get people that come into the water with you and say, hey, how is the temperature? Hey, how is it going? Is there anything else that I can get you? Do you need help swimming? You don't always get that. And your comments and the stuff that you said, it was that. It was, and the fact that you actually said it, because there's too many times where people, for lack of a better phrase, something happens and they say, man, like, but that person was so such and such, but they never actually knew, because when you're on the inside of that fishbowl, I mean, the fact that everybody knows this, they always say, don't tap on the glass. On the outside, when you tap on it, it's like, real soft. On the inside, when you tap on it, it's doom, doom, doom. It's the same way when you're lonely. The smallest thing sounds loud. The smallest comment, the whatever. And as much as you want to be tough, sometimes that stuff slips through. And to have somebody like you to say, hey, we love you though. We appreciate what you're doing. We such and such. All that's doing is literally adding fuel to the tank. And it's literally telling us in the moment where we're like, I don't know no more, because it actually seems like nobody cares. It seems like my voice doesn't matter, which we've had conversations like that before. It seems like whatever, but to hear somebody say, no, we actually appreciate you. And we've appreciated you for this long, and thank you. Whatever it is, those roses matter. So I know that you guys said it to us, and we greatly appreciate it. But if there's somebody also in your life that you know personally, give them roses today, not tomorrow.
It's nothing.
Give it to them today.
It's nothing wrong with giving people compliments.
No.
Like nothing wrong with giving people compliments. I had gotten someone messaged me. I was in my stories talking about something on the hair raiser, and they was like, "I just want to tell you that you're so beautiful." And they was like, basically, we don't give Black women enough compliments, and it's true. Sometimes people feel like if I tell her that she's beautiful, she's going to be big-headed or whatever, or she already know. Like, I've gotten those comments when I was younger. Like, I had people be like, oh, girl, I love your hair, or you're so pretty. And somebody boldly said, you ain't got to tell her that. She already know. And I'm like,
you don't know what I was going through.
You don't know what I was going through. You don't know my story. You don't know that I possibly needed that at that time. So that's why I hype my people up. I hype my people up. I tell them that they're beautiful. I tell them that they look good. I tell them that their hair looks good. I tell them like, man, I love that picture, or that product looks really good, or that project that you're doing. Like, I see y'all doing it. Like, okay, I tell people, I make it a purpose to tell people and hype them up and be their cheerleader, because I'm like, you just don't know. And why not? Like, why we can't do that,
And sometimes you cheering somebody else on is cheering yourself on.
Exactly.
Like, because if you're not complimenting somebody, it's sometimes because you don't know how to take compliments. Like practice it.
Yeah, exactly.
And learn how to receive it.
Yeah, exactly. Because, like, a lot of times when we say, oh, you're so beautiful, they'd be like, oh, you ain't got to say that. No,
thank you.
Accept it. Say thank you.
Speaking of that, I don't know your name, Miss Loretta. That's what I'm going to call you. Y'all was in the comments. I had somebody tell me that they were over 60 and how cute I was.
Yeah, we did have
and they were like, they can, if they lived in Atlanta, hey, I appreciate you, Miss Loretta. Y'all know I love me an older woman. So I love you too.
Oh my gosh. Y'all, Sylvester be having old lady crushes, but we're not gonna get into that.
We're not today.
But yeah, and they'll be like old lady, like 60 and up.
Simmer down there, Tiger. Simmer down.
So they ain't nobody close to my age. They like old. But they be 50. Old, beautiful women. No, they be 60.
Regina Hall is 50.
Oh, yeah.
Angela Bassett.
No.
If you talking about Meryl Streep, it is what it is. And before y'all start judging me, Meryl Streep and Devil Wears Prada, beautiful. Beautiful. So cool.
Okay.
It is what it is. Put my chapstick on.
Okay.
Trying to judge me.
Anyway, all right, so we about to get out of here, y'all.
Yeah.
Before we go, make sure and check out wingsout.co.
Oh yeah, this episode is brought to you by wingsout.co.
So if you are watching on our Patreon, make sure and check out wingsout.co. This sweatshirt is on our site now. If you're watching on our Patreon as well, you get a really nice discount. Y'all. So, make sure to use your discount code at checkout.
Y'all. And it's not just apparel. This is a movement, a lifestyle, a culture.
Mm-hmm. And also make sure to check out the Wings Out podcast as well.
Yes. Get inspired.
Yes. Also, this episode is brought to you by The Hair Razor.
That's right.
Yes. Check out thehairrazor.com to get your short hair apparel and the Hair Razor hair and skin oil. And look out, 2021. We have some amazing things coming your way. So just keep watching.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Keep rocking. We moving.
If you have any questions, comments, concerns, if you want to give us feedback concerning this podcast in particular, asking a question, whatever, please email us at theabakahs@gmail.com. You can also DM us at Parents Night Out on Instagram. I am Ayana Abakah on Instagram. I am Baka on Instagram. We definitely check our DMs. We respond as much as we can. Yes. And
especially when it's appropriate.
Yeah. So we love y'all so much. Thank you for tuning in, and we will catch y'all next time. Peace.